Imagine you're standing in a food court or a strip mall, surrounded by dozens of restaurants. How do you decide exactly what you're going to eat? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can borrow some of the psychological principles that restaurants use and how you can use that to make your processes better to get more customers and sales. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Micah McLean. I'm the founder of Search Click Grow, and I've been in lead gen and direct response marketing for about 18 years. And I've helped thousands of different service-based businesses create systems and leads and sales on demand. A while ago, a friend of mine came to me and asked for help on his business and his website messaging, and he wanted to sit down over lunch. And when I started looking at it, it was kind of a mess. I had a hard time understanding exactly what he did, who he did it for, and why he was doing it. And while trying to help him understand how to make better messaging for him, I came up with an analogy that I used that helped him understand. You see, no one decides to become your customer or client with one decision. Instead, people actually make a string of small decisions that we just perceive as a big decision. And restaurants have already figured this out. Think about this. When you're deciding what you want to eat, do you just go exactly to the item that you want? Most of the time, no. So imagine you're like out and about in town and you're ready to eat. You probably see a bunch of signs for places to eat. And your first decision is going to be deciding what type of food you want. Now that you've decided that, next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to that place and you're going to walk in and you're going to see a menu. And that menu is broken up into categories: appetizers, drinks, entrees, desserts, seafood, and whatever. And your next decision is going to be to figure out which one of those categories do you want to spend time looking at. Then the next thing you're going to do once you've made a decision, let's say you're talking about entrees, you're going to look at those entrees and you're going to read all the titles in that section. And now maybe in those entrees, there's a chicken dish and there's a seafood dish. You're going to make a decision. And once you narrow that down a bit more, you're finally going to look at the description of the items themselves based on the title that you like. And maybe you look at the ingredients and the pricing. And now you'll have all the micro decisions you need to finally choose the entree or dish that you want. So how do we take this concept and apply it to your business to make it better? The biggest takeaway is to realize that the decisions we see are only the result of multiple micro decisions in front of that we didn't see. Things that happened in the mind of our customers that we may never know. But to optimize correctly, we can use this system to improve how we present our information and processes to get more leads and happy customers. So let's take the concept and show you how we can apply this to your website content as just one example. So first thing that happens, if you were doing a Google search, you would see a bunch of headlines, organic or ads, or maybe in the map pack. But at some point, your business is going to have a headline next to your competitors. And how are you going to stand out? What does your headline, image, or description say about you? What problem you solve, who you help, and most importantly, why should they click that over the others? This is the first micro decision. Now, once you've got them to click it, the next thing up is the home page. What does the homepage say about you? What is on the hero section, the title, the image, the language? Does it align with the heading that they just clicked from? There's nothing worse than clicking a heading on Google and then realizing that the place you landed is not congruent or not the same as what you just clicked from. And that's a quick way to get a back button. But now that they're there and they see the congruency of the message from the headline to the message of the homepage, the next thing is going to be the menu. And this is exactly like the menu in a restaurant. Notice it's the same exact word. You have a menu on your website and menus in a restaurant. It's the same concept. It's the same exact principle. And so the main sections of your website are going to be in that menu. Could be things like about, services, contacts, blog. Once you've identified what items you have to present, you organize it just like a menu's drinks and appetizers and entrees. And this is where the majority of the user interface design comes into play. Once a user has decided, let's say they click on a service page. Now they're at the page level. And this is like the dish level. They've gone to the section and they picked a dish. And so what does this page say about its ingredients? What's good about it? How would you describe it? This is essentially the same thing with your services. What's great about your service? Why should they choose you? What's your experience? Answer common FAQs. Everything that would help someone decide that this service is for them and that they want it. And the last thing you want to do is talk about the CTA. How do you order? In a restaurant, fast casual, you go up to the counter. In a drive-through, you look at a menu and you order at the menu and you drive up. In a sit-down restaurant, you look at your menu and a server comes and goes and gives you an opportunity to choose. What does that process look like for your customers? How are you enabling them to make a decision to work with you? Maybe that process is filling out a form and getting in touch. But how do they ask the questions if they need more information? How do they move forward? How do they decide to hire you? This is the CTA section, or ordering the menu items. That's the analogy here. In conclusion, people do not make big decisions all at once. They make a series of small decisions that lead to a big outcome. And sometimes we just perceive that single big decision. But by organizing your content on your website or other marketing materials, your sales processes, whatever, effectively, you can help get more customers to make these micro decisions that you want to get happier customers and more sales and leads in your business. I hope you found this video valuable. There's a link below in the description to learn more about me and my team. Feel free to check it out. And anyways, that's it for the video. Drop a like, comment, share, tell me what you like next time, and I'll see you soon.